My heart is crying out for guidance. It's hard to find though. I brought this to the brothers that said to find it in the Bible. Opened up the book of Daniel 10:19 and read the plain English.
How you doing? I'm DJ Tricks. Welcome back to Digs of the Day, and we want to do something a little different this evening for you guys. And we want to talk about, for me personally, the effect that hip hop had on my life and the culture and my surrounding. You know, being a DJ, growing up, you know, with my parents, my father being in bands and all that. He actually tried to get me into instruments when I was really young, but once hip hop hit the scene, it just changed everything. And I'm sure you guys could relate in the communities you live in. And one of the groups was African Mambata and the Soulsonic Force, and this is actually I wanted to use Planet Rock, but this album work is beautiful on here, and it's the 12-inch for Renegades of Funk. And looking just at, you know, what the Soulsonic Force had, you know, along obviously with Kool Herc and the other guys from New York, you know, just what they did in general for hip hop at the beginning, the birth of hip hop, and how important it was to all of us, you know, because I remember when I was 13, you know, 12, 13, and we got a hold of anything that was rap or hip hop. It was on an old cassette tape. See, people don't really know about cassette tapes, but it always sounded real grimy and it had a lot of air in it. So when we finally got a record and you played it, it was like, whoa, it was so clear and crisp. And then they have the beautiful artwork. And the thing that's amazing about stuff like this and what like groups like African Mambata and Soulsonic Force did was they actually stirred something up in all the communities. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a listen to some of these. The Renegades of Funk, African Mambata. Got the little proof of purchase things here. I don't know if the kids were cutting those off, but they actually got a music video for this, so make sure you check it out. And of course, every record's got an instrumental, but we're going to go ahead and play the vocal.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. No matter how hard you try.
They're taking that from an old funk song. Right there, the intro. Using an 808 drum in there. Sounds really tribal too. This is the early sound of hip hop.
Renegades, this is common age. This is common age for renegades. Prehistoric ages, in the days of ancient Greece, on down to the Middle Ages, planet Earth kept on the changes. To the Renaissance rings, times continue to change. It's not the same, but there were always renegades.
Also, you know, what's really important is you know, take into consideration a lot of this music had a message in it, and it was really important. And that's what might have changed a little bit. You know, I don't know too much about it, but if you really listen back to these early hip-hop albums, they had a lot of history in them, and they're actually giving a good message. You won't hear too many bad words and all this early stuff, and that's what we really liked back then. A lot of people are familiar with Dr. Dre, you know, and when he was with the Wrecking Crew, and this is actually the first record Dr. Dre made, and it's called Surgery. And again, if you were to look at, you know, the Soulsonic Force's artwork, you know, this is New York. And then you look at Los Angeles. So now you see how they were copying them. And the crazy thing about it was, though, when it came out to Los Angeles, it had a whole different style. Not only the music, but the beats. Not only the beats, but the breakdancing. If you guys ever seen Beat Street and breaking, you know, it was different. They were all pop locking out here in Los Angeles, opposed to New York, you know, going down the ground and spinning around. But this album here, Dr. Dre, his first one, Surgery, when he was with the Wrecking Crew, and actually Clientele's rapping on this one, these were pretty much life-changing songs for me, you know. Just, I remember when I first bought this is actually the first one, original one I bought. You know, I actually had to get two of them, because, you know, when you're a DJ, you need two copies. Nowadays, you don't need two copies. You need two to go back and forth and start the record over. We'll have to show you guys that one day, but this is actually Dr. Dre's first record, Surgery. If you happen to see it, make sure you pick it up. You know, Just a couple months before the movie came out, straight out of Compton, I found it at a record shop in Torrance for $4. So now they want $60, $70 for this record. Again, Dr. Dre Surgery. Another one that was pretty unique. You look at the artwork there, and that's Dre there in the middle. It's a great album. I remember when it came out, they used to play it on KDAY, AM stereo. And like I was saying earlier, you know, you hear this early hip-hop stuff on the radio or on cassette, it always sounded horrible. So when you actually finally got the record, you're like, wow, it sounds so clean, you know. If your dad actually let you play the stereo in the living room, you know. But then they have their kind of landmark sound with the hard breathing and the up-tempo beats. So a lot of the early hip-hop was considered like electro funk music. And then you'll listen to what he says. The first thing he's talking about is equipment.
Records, mixer, turntables, speakers.
7 days a week, he's on call to get the party people up off the wall. You'll feel motivated as he operates, cause party energy is what he generates. He'll prescribe for you his potent elixir, 2 turntable speakers and a mixer. He'll rock your party wherever you be, calling Dr. Dre to surgery.
And of course, if you listen to that scratching there, that's Dr. Dre, you know, on the turntable. And if you guys ever seen that movie that just came out, they'll show him in there scratching and mixing on a song that people know is It's Time. But yeah, Dre was actually a guy that used to scratch it up. And obviously you guys are familiar with the Wrecking Crew's album there. The one they made, they caught a lot of heat for, Dr. Dre there and Yella. Alonzo here and Clientele there in the middle. But good album if you guys get opportunity to check it out. First stuff they ever did. It's got songs in there like Juice. Had a hit song on here. It was a love song called Lovers. Check it out. And I grew up in the city of Carson, and as soon as that came out, a lot of competition started rising up. And one of those groups was the Knights of the Turntable, and they were actually from Carson too, or actually from Carson, and they had a guy, Little Rockin' G, from their group, along with Seabreeze, Snowman, Coolie D. So if you guys are out there watching or you know them, make sure you hit them up and let them know. And check out their music. This is called We Are the Knights. They had a song that came out before that, but then again, if you look at the artwork, see it's going back to that, the bombing and the piecing on all these albums, how they all have it. They're all kind of from different areas, and it's just amazing how, you know, you take music and it affects a culture, all ethnicities, all races. It didn't matter, man. When this stuff came out, it was just so powerful. I was just recently telling my daughter that the thing about hip hop was, it wasn't like, oh, you're a DJ or you're a rapper or you're a graffiti artist or you breakdance. It was like, nah, I want to battle you. I want to go against you. And groups like these two groups, the Wrecking Crew and Knights of the Turntable, that's what they were in cahoots for a long time. They were battling. And obviously we know Dre made a lot more money, so. But Knights of the Turntable, definitely check them out.
The best crew you ever heard or seen to your sight. Check us out, baby, duh. We are the Knights. Little Rockin' G's.
Now we're going to go a little more over. It was a group called Uncle Jam's Army. And this song here actually changed, because what we've been looking at right here is actually electro funk type music, and which was actually originated from a group called Kraftwerk. If you guys are familiar with Kraftwerk, they made a song called Numbers and another song, Tour de France, that got really popular at the time. Still kind of popular. If you go to clubs, they usually would throw that one on. But I remember it was 1984, and I was actually camping somewhere, and these guys came up in a small little town, man, a bunch of little white people, you know, white boys and stuff. And they were playing this song right here by a guy called Egyptian Lover. Now, this song actually made me want to become a DJ. It's called What Is a DJ If You Can't Scratch. I actually had the opportunity to meet Egyptian Lover, got the record signed, but if you never heard What Is a DJ If You Can't Scratch, you definitely got to check it out, man. This record here literally changed my life, because this is what actually made me want to start DJing, besides obviously Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, was because I've never heard someone rapping and scratching on a record, you know, because, you know, we were growing up, we weren't allowed to touch the records, but when this record came out, it was just like, man, this is the kind of song that made my hair stand up on my arms, you know.
What is a DJ if you can't scratch? What is a MC if you can't rap? What is a beat without a live clap? Well, I could do it all, baby, just like that. What is a DJ if you can't scratch? What is a MC if you can't rap? What is a beat without a live clap? Well, I could do it all, baby, just like that.
Now we're gonna shift a little bit now back to the East Coast, and I was having a conversation online with some guys about who the first Christian rap artists were, and I mentioned some guys called Christian MCs from the city of Carson. These big old Samoan guys. I remember it was about 1985, and I was at this park, and they were rapping, and I was like, whoa, they had a little drum machine, a little white, like a rolling drum machine. And all I remember is at the end of his rap, he was like, I want to finish this rap by saying amen. I was like, man, these Samoan dudes look scary, but, I never really heard somebody sounding like Run DMC, but talking about Jesus. So we had this little thing going on Facebook, this Facebook Christian rap page, and everyone was putting all these gospel gangsters. People were saying all these different early Christian rap artists. And one guy came out and said this guy, MC Sweet, who I never heard of before. But this song is called Jesus Christ, the Gospel Beat. And actually, after he mentioned it, I had to go on Discogs and pick it up. And it's pretty cool, man, this song. Actually, when I heard it, I go, man, I'd love to sample that and recreate it somehow. But you guys got to check this out. It came out in 1982, so if I'm wrong, correct me. If this is not the first Christian rap song ever made, 1982, I think Rapper's Delight came out. I don't know if it's 81 or 79, around that time. It might have been 80. I've got it. I got to just check the date on it. But 1982 for a Christian rap song called Jesus Christ, the Gospel Beat. That's pretty early. So MC Sweet, if you're close to a computer or your phone, make sure you check it out. MC Sweet, the Jesus Christ Gospel Beat. I'm going to give you guys a little tune of that. It kind of sounds like early Curtis Blow, maybe Rapper's Delight type stuff, Sugar Hill Gang. So hopefully this is the first ever gospel hip-hop artist. If it's not, please let us know. And this is how it sounded.
Sisters and brethren, please lend me your ears, cause I got something that's dynamite that I want you to hear. It's that semi-new thing, that's going around. It's called rapping, or poetry to a rhythmatic sound. Now, I don't want to outdo no other rap, competing with the world. I'm not about that, but I just want to say that we've got one, too, that I'm going to get ready to rap for you. I don't mind to getting up out of your seat and moving the lips to the gospel beat, but the main thing is to hear what I say. Jesus Christ, he's the only way. Jesus Christ entered into my life. He washed away all of my sins, gonna make me chilly nice. Come on in, y'all. That's right, entered into my life. He washed away all of my sins, gonna make me chilly nice. Praise him. That's right, hallelujah. Come on, y'all. Hallelujah.
It's good to hear, just the positivity, man, in these old songs, and this guy not ashamed to represent the gospel like that. It's awesome. So please, if you got an opportunity, take a listen. I'm sure you can find it online. And also looking back at the early era of hip-hop, some of the ones that really just set the mark for rapping, obviously LL Cool J, Run DMC. For me, MC Shan played a significant role to me too. This is the Bridge album, Down by Law. Huge album right here as far as just what it had to do with hip-hop. This is actually the song, The Bridge, that actually sparked off KRS-One's career, they say, because they had the song The Bridge Is Over and South Bronx. And this guy, man, actually I had the opportunity to talk to him online, and it's just great what the internet does for you. And he was actually able to give me a shout out for a mixtape I made, man. I just want to say thanks to Shan for that. But this album really played a significant role in my life. It's a really good album. See, a lot of times when people are on labels, it's hard to be consistent with music. And this is probably the only great album he made to me. Some of you guys probably follow Shan, but this is a really good early hip-hop album. If you have opportunity to check it out, please do. And another one I'm going to leave you with is a guy named Just Ice, Cold Getting Dumb Part 2. And to me, this was one of those rap records where it wasn't like Run DMC or Cool J or Beastie Boys. It was like a guy named Mantronix produced it, and this is one of those guys that was flipping all the words, and it's just like, wow. You gotta listen to this guy, man. You can tell by looking at it. He got the gold teeth before people even had gold teeth. You know, you gotta check it out. It's really, really good, man. And these are some of the guys when I was really first into hip hop. I was listening to Schoolie D, Just Ice, Shan, obviously Run DMC and all them guys. But even after the years went on and I started trying to produce music and stuff like that, these are the guys I would look back as far as their production, the way they did it, and how I always try to be a copycat of guys like this, man. If you get an opportunity, if you ever see this record, great record, kind of hard to come by. Again, I've got two of them, one cover, because when you're a DJ, you can even see the markings there, the lines. If you guys seen that new show that just came out on Netflix, it's slipping my mind right now, but he wanted them to find out what the lines meant, and so us DJs will mark them so we knew where they started. But a great album, man. Just Ice. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Just Ice, Cold Getting Dumb, and the thing that was unique about this album was the actual album. This is a 12-inch for you guys to know what that is. The actual album was called Back to the Old School, and then they released this one, which had the Cold Getting Dumb, and then it had a Cold Getting Dumb Part 2. So I was like, okay, so he made a Part 2. So I'll go ahead and play Part 1 for you, and the beats were really like abrupt. The way they sounded, it didn't sound like Run DMC or anything like that. It sounded kind of messy and had like a lot of air sound in them, and his lyrics were really low. I'll go ahead and let you guys get a hear of that. This is, I believe, 1985 on Fresh Records, Cold Getting Dumb, the original version. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is actually on 45, so it's played at a faster speed too. So that's kind of rare for a record to be played all the way fast. So gotta change the speed for that one.
Cold Getting Dumb. Yeah. Alright, here we go once again. Thank you for more. We're running service. Just Ice. My man Trash providing a funky sound for your listening pleasure. So rock it on till the break of dawn. All down to 1 a.m. Book my man DMX, the original was human beatbox. Yo, change the pace. Keep it on like this till the break of dawn. Show you how real MC Cole rocks the mic and get things right. It's like never the whack. So we're back. It's like this time and then black and white and exact. So nice, very precise. It's just Ice like this. Never no tricks. Just it's just us. The mind.
You can kind of tell the uniqueness in it, opposed to sounding like Peter Piper or My Adidas by Run DMC. And you flip it over and he remixed it, and the lyrics on here are a little more clear. You can take a listen.
Life now living, the living now life manifested 120 and do it precise, do it nice and slow with the real smooth flows with the changeable, but continues to grow, concentrating and dwelling on real high science. I keep tell myself I'm very self-reliant. Don't bother me, rappers, cause I heard your words. Not saying it twice because you're getting on my nerves. Rhymes that's solid, avoid.
So right off the top, you can hear how competitive rap was. I mean, he's saying, don't bother me, rappers, because you're getting on my nerves. But we don't even know who he's talking about. So I guess he's addressing all hip-hop rappers at the time. Again, that's Just Ice, Cold Getting Dumb Part 2. I hope anything in this stack here, just motivated you to want to get out and start collecting vinyl. They just opened another record shop in the community here where I live, JDC Records. Huge early electro funk label, trying to get these guys to want to do a documentary, but just get out there. If you find these, this is physical copies of music. It's not like air. They call MP3s air, and I don't got nothing against MP3s or CDs. I have a lot of that stuff too, CDs obviously, download songs on my phone, but to have a physical copy of someone like Just Ice rocking the Fila hat, man, it doesn't get no better than that, as far as it's hip hop, and and I'm not trying to compare the sound and tell you that vinyl sounds better than an MP3 or CD, but when you have a piece of history and you can actually read about it, and hold it and share it with your children like I do now, and even have like these little these albums come with inserts with proof of purchases and stuff, and it's awesome, man. When we really think about it, this stuff really needs to be told and documented. Because what hip-hop did in my life in general, just really raised the bar, competitiveness, and keeping kids out of, gangs and drugs, and trying to move forward and be competitive in a good way. Yeah, thanks for listening again. I'm DJ Tricks. This is Digs of the Day, and looking forward to seeing you on the next episode.